let's get into it. It's time for the tight end position. What's going on YouTube? This is MicroMike here, and I want to say thanks for clicking and checking out my video. Before I get into it, make sure you subscribe if you have not done so. Hit that bell, please, then you get notifications when I drop videos and or go live stream. If you are new to this channel, I am part of the Detroit Sports Alliance, and we are a group that is taking on the mainstream media where we go full head against those folks in the Freep and MLive, ESPN, all them people. We bring positive information when it comes to Detroit sports, all Detroit sports. I drop a video a day. I also go live at least one time a week. So that said, let's get right into the meat and bones of this video. We are talking about the tight end group, the tight end depth, and how I see this thing playing out this year. Now again, I looked at the past tight ends when it comes to our team, and usually we ranged from 3 to 4 tight ends on any given time frame. With that said, we have 4 tight ends on the roster. And guess what? I see all 4 making the roster, and that is just to a testament to how well our tight end position is this year compared to years past, especially last year when you had a guy named Eric Ebron, Toilolo, and Michael Roberts, who decided to drop everything that comes his way, and Mr. Wilson. So let's start with the number 4 position. Now I am going to go ahead and go Nada. That was our draft pick this year, late draft pick this past year, and the reason I make him number 4 on the depth chart is because he's a late tight end rookie. Now, I believe he eventually will definitely be our 3rd tight end, but going into camp, so we have veterans above him as well as very high-end first-round pick in Mr. TJ Hawkinson. So when it comes to Nada, he has hands that are very underrated. If you watch any of his game tape, he is definitely a pass-catching tight end, and I see Matthew Stafford utilizing him to the full extent when it comes to the season progressing. Now again, he is a rookie, so it's going to take a little bit of time for him to develop. As we all know, it is hard for rookies to develop when it comes to the tight end position. But again, I see him making the roster because his hands are very soft, and we want him catching the ball from Matthew Stafford. So I see him as number 4. Now, when it comes to number 3 tight end, I see Mr. Logan Thomas, the converted quarterback into tight end. He is a veteran, as well as he understands kind of how the NFL works out a little bit. So again, he gets veteran status. However, he is not the most athletic. He is not the most spectacular. He is not the most well-rounded tight end on our team. But that's pretty dang good because we have some very quality tight ends. So Logan Thomas, I see him on the team and making some noise during the season. Now, when it comes to the OTAs, we heard about the 3 tight end sets that Darrell Bevell was utilizing. And that is not just talking about running, folks. That is talking about catching that football. And so I could see him being utilized doing matchup problems with linebackers, and Matthew Stafford finding that mismatch like he loves to do and pick apart defenses. And I believe Logan Thomas will help out in that sense. Plus, if we have an injury when it comes to TJ Hawkinson as well as Jesse James, he'll be able to fill in that role. Now, when it comes to our number 2 tight end, this one's fairly easy. I call him Mr. Jesse James, the man, the myth, the legend that we got from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this man was underutilized when it comes to Pittsburgh because they had so much talent on that team and offensive weapons that he could simply not be utilized as much as he should be. He's a young stud. He's a veteran. He has soft hands just like Nada. He is a pass-catching tight end with the ability to run block. And I see him being his number 2, being utilized like the New England Patriots did in 2011 with Hernandez, and being an individual that Matthew Stafford will be able to throw that ball and catch that ball, and especially when it comes to the red zone, because that's what he was known for with Pittsburgh, being a target for us and making those points go up, because that's what we need, and he's going to help revolutionize this offense to stay on the field, hurt defenses, and that's what we need from this man. Jesse James is a great tight end when it comes to all the features that he does. Again, he's not just a one-trick Tony. He has the ability to do it all. Again, that is what's so spectacular about this free agent we picked up. And he matches very, very well with our number 1 tight end. Yes, number 1, I say Mr. TJ Hawkinson, the pick we took 8th overall. He is a blue chip player. He is my favorite player when it comes to the draft with the position that we had. I thought either it'd be Josh Allen or TJ Hawkinson. Well, Allen went right before us. So we got my next best player, Mr. TJ Hawkinson, and he is a great tight end. He will smoke defenses because he can beat linebackers. He's a mismatch when it comes to the passing game. He will find that hole and he will catch that ball spectacular. Unlike Mr. E. Bust, who decided to drop half the passes that went his way. TJ Hawkinson is not like that, folks. He catches everything that comes his way. He is fast. He is nifty. He can play in the slot. He can play in a running back position. He can catch pretty much anything that comes his way, whether it be short, intermediate, or long routes. And he is definitely a red zone target. And folks, if you are into fantasy football like I am, make sure you pick up Mr. TJ Hawkinson, because I believe this man will help you win in your leagues. Not only is he the ability to make the pass as well, and he has the ability to make an offense well when it comes to that passing game, his other aspect is he is a dominant run stuffer, run blocker. He will open that hole up for that running back and mow defenders down, just plow them right on the floor, and that's what we need. He is a monster amongst men. He is a beast. He likes to hit defenders, and he likes to defeat them on all aspects. His hand game is spectacular. He gets his hand in the spots in the defender where it needs to be, and he wins in that sense. And folks, he can also protect the quarterback by blocking as well, and which is something that we need. Because if you looked at my last video last night, if you haven't done so, make sure you check out that offensive line video. Our offensive line is a little lackluster when it comes to depth, and Mr. TJ Hawkinson will help that and try to patch up the little work that needs to be patched up. And so, folks, when it comes to last year's tight end group compared to what we got now, we went literally from the weakest position last year to the strongest, if not the strongest position. We have a lot of strong positions on this team. Defensive line probably could be, say, the strongest. You could say the secondary could be the strongest. Folks, I think the tight end's a very strong group this year. We went from weakness to a powerhouse strength. With these tight ends that we got, all 4 of them are going to be a mismatch for any defense, and I cannot wait to see Mr. Darrell Bevel utilize these tight ends and smoke these defenses, folks. That's what it's all about. It's all about getting that first down. It's all about wearing a defense out, making them tired, having the defense have no idea what is taking place, and that's what they're going to do, because these guys are spectacular. Let's look at the tight ends that we had last year. We will start with Mr. Wilson. We got in free agency from Seattle. He was a bust, and he did not really help out at all. Let's compare him to, we will say, Nada. In my eyes, I think Nada's even better than he is, because he is younger, he's got softer hands. It will take a little bit more for him to understand the scheme, but in my opinion, I would have rather had Nada last year than Wilson. Now let's talk about Torlolo. Torlolo! Is he better than Jesse James? No. Is he better than TJ Hawkinson? No. Maybe Logan Thomas. That's a possibility. However, Logan Thomas is our number 3. Torlolo ended up being our number 1. And the individual we had before him, he was not on the team last year because we did release him. E-Bust. TJ Hawkinson is far and above E-Bust. It's not even a comparison. That's comparison to Michael Williams and Calvin Megatron Johnson. It is a huge difference, folks. This is the group I am excited to see on the field. I cannot wait for preseason to watch these guys on a new team, a whole new group, hurt defenses and help our team get W's and help us take the NFC North, folks. Please let me know what you think about my tight end group and how it's going to play out. Do you think we're going to go 3 or do you think we're going to go 4 tight ends? I think, again, there's so much talent here. We go 4, and I really think sky's the limit for this tight end group as well as this offense. With that, folks, make sure you like that video. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, folks. I want you to tell me what you think. I love the interaction. I try to hit every single comment that comes my way and respond, and I love the debate, because that's what it's all about. This is what we do in Detroit sports. This is what we do with the Detroit Sports Alliance. We are about facts, positivity, communication, and not some of that dumb stuff, mainstream media stuff. So with that, folks, also, if you want to help me out, please share my video, folks. It's the #1 thing you can do. Share it with anyone that you see who loves Detroit sports, because that's what it's all about. With that said, folks, adios.